Hey guys, how's it going? I'm with you here at flight level 450 in our favorite citation, 39er Charlie Juliet. Just departed St. Louis Downtown Airport about 20 minutes ago, headed down to Scottsboro, Alabama, 4 Alpha 6. It's about 30 miles from Huntsville, Alabama. Anyways, we're currently en route right now. We've got about half an hour out, so not very far at all. In fact, my ETA is showing in about 27 minutes, so we're actually going to hit our top descent here soon. Weather down here in the Huntsville area is forecast to be around 2,000 foot overcast ceilings, and the Scottsboro Airport is right along a river with a valley right next to it. Well, I should say it's in the valley with a hill right next to it. So this is going to be a pretty fun approach. Small airport, 5,000 feet of runway in a valley with marginal VFR conditions. So it should be pretty cool. Our next leg out of here is going to be to Ithaca. We're picking up 2 passengers. And there's actually home of 9 Charlie Juliet, that's where this plane's based out of. And we've actually got an event going on in Ithaca later tonight, which is surprising. So should be getting full ATC coverage for at least the arrival portion of that second leg there. So anyway, should be a fun flight this evening, and hope you enjoy. Alright guys, so we are currently about to hit our top descent. Oh, and look, there's our VNAV profile. If only my sim would actually load. So my iPad just had a panic attack when I tried to hit the record it button. Hold on. I'll tell you what, we're going to set speed to FMS, since I think that's fine. What does it want? 840, that's a little excessive, don't you think, bud? I'm going to let it capture that VNAV profile. I was just about to start a top descent manually, and then that popped up. So we're gonna set VNAV on there. Yeah, look, it's going to hit that, and we've already set 18,000 in. So the plane is just going to rocket its way down. So I just tried to set my iPad to record, and then I got a message saying that the recording failed. So I'm going to try that again as we start this descent, and hopefully I can do the briefing with you so that you can actually see it, but we'll see. Alright guys, if you would please ignore all of the lines that take me back to New York, because each time I close out a ForeFlight, it reverts from the flight sim connection to my real life location. So we're just going to ignore that. You can see we're 23 out from Nashville, VOR, and then we're going to proceed from there, just going to punch in direct to FinOp. So, with that out of the way, I have down to 18,000 for now. Once we get a little bit closer, I'm going to punch it down to 45,000, since you can see, am I using the low altitude sectional? I don't think I am. Let's punch that. There you go. So you can see in this quadrant here, 45 is our minimum. You can see that down there. It's kind of blocked by the Tennessee thing, but there we go. So that's what we're going down to for now. And then if you see, when we click on our RNAV, there we go right there, we're going to be taking the RNAV runway 22 into Scottsboro via the FinOp transition. We can go to 44, we'll stay at 45 until we're over FinOp. We can get down to 45, well, we'll stay at 45, it doesn't really matter. 3,500 we'll go down to after passing FinOp, and then we'll just get straight onto the RNAV for runway 22. ATIS is on 120.125. Currently, winds are calm. You can see that if we click over here. Yep, winds calm, overcast 1900. But we are, in general, planning for winds out of the south today. So we'll plan for 22. If we have to take runway 1, we'll adjust for that. Last I checked, no air traffic control online. Either way, it's a non-towered field. Missed approach will be up to 1100. Climbing left turn up to 35 to Doogie and hold. Non-standard takeoff minimums, we'll address that once we get on the ground. I already went through it, I know we're good. Runway length is 5,000 feet, which is plenty for this airplane. Touchdown zone 641, airport elevation 650. Alright, let's actually look at our profile here. So like I said, I'm going to go Doogie, then bring it down to 2,600 for our final approach fix. Then we bring it down to 1840 for DuCab, 3.6 miles away from the end of the runway, and then we'll bring it down to 1360, which is our MDA. By 1360, we should be out of the clouds and be able to stay there just until we need to. There's the Nashville VOR you can see down there, so once we overfly that, I'm going to activate my approach, and hopefully the plane will stay on my VNAV path that I already set up, but we'll see about that. I already punched in my approach in there, so we should be good. Oh, and once you look at that, the second I punched in direct FinOp, look what happens. It's gonna, well, you know what? It's correcting for that descent profile. I'll give it, oh, we're fine. Shut up, ForeFlight. Let's see how it's looking now. So, Yep, does it know I want to be at 44 over phenop? It's saying 56. That's fine. Doogie 35 is what really matters. So that's actually going to work out fine. I'm just going to let it take this absurd sync rate, just destroy the passengers' eardrums. Well, you know what? There's no passengers. It's just us today. We're just ferrying it over. With that out of the way, I'll go ahead and see you guys once we're passing 10,000 and we're getting set up on the approach. See ya! Alright, there's our AWAS that we just obtained. So actually ceilings don't sound too bad right now. 20, what was it, 26, 21, something like that. Well above our minimums. We'll double check it when we get closer. 3030 will be our altimeter. And yeah, so that's the plan, about to pass through 18,000 feet. Things are looking better than I expected down in Scottsboro. Went ahead and just confirmed our landed data, just had to put in our last METAR report. So approach speed will be 119 and VREF will be 109. So once we're over our final approach fix, we'll slow it down to 119 and then start to reduce to a VREF of 109. I've noticed with this airplane, these VREFs seem to be a little high. Most likely I am going to, we're in the soup while I was looking down. Most likely we're going to probably approach between 105 and 100. Anyways, continuing with our checklist now, ice protection is on, flight instruments are already set up, we have our approach loaded up, ready to go, crew briefing is complete, passenger briefing not required, seatbelts are locked in position, seatbelt sign verified is on, approach checklist is completed. Okay, we're about to actually pass over phenop. We're very close, so I'm going to go ahead and let it stay invert speed and then disable VNAV and speed. My controls were going a little bit too fast for my liking. I'm going to reduce to 180 for now, just to give me a little bit more time, and then I can bring my first notch of flaps out since we are over the initial approach fix. Well, we will be in a second. There's 1,000 to go, and hitting phenop right now. Let's go ahead and bring our altitude down to 3,500, and just double check. We'll remain at 3,500 for our missed approach as well, so that'll work out in our favor, actually. So actually, it's really not going to be that far at all. I'm going to go ahead and bring speed down to 160 now. And I might even bring that second notch out here once. Well, we'll bring that second notch out once we're over Doogie. We have no reason to be going too slow, if you know what I mean. Anyways, let's go ahead and punch that. I might actually punch a flight level change mode. So I'm gonna take that auto throttle off. So auto throttle off. I'm going to bring the throttles manually. Flight level change it. Okay, calm down, airplane. No, what the hell are you doing? So flight level change it, please. Almost over Doogie. We can actually see the ground, which is kind of impressive. That way I can just adjust my sync rate with the throttle. Alright, there's over Doogie. Let me just catch that speed up. And then bring our altitude down to 26 for our final approach fix. And we'll level change mode it again. Yeah, we can keep 150 on the speed for now. In fact, I should be doing over final approach fix 119, which was my approach speed. So let's bring it down to 119, flight level change, por favor, and reduce speed, por favor. Once we're over that final approach fix, that's when we'll bring gear down full flaps. Actually, you know what, now that I think about it, I'd rather bring gear down earlier. So gear's gonna come down now. Give me more drag anyways, help slow us down. Gear down 3 green. And we'll bring flaps full over the over that final approach fix. Why are we maintaining altitude? We should not be maintaining altitude. We should be in level change mode. Oh, it's because it's trying to maintain that. I'll tell you what. We're just gonna hit approach mode since we are on that. If it'll descend, hopefully. About to find out once it intercepts that. Again, I don't fly the citation. Don't look at me. So if I say level change mode off, approach mode on, nav mode on, and approach mode on, FMS error. I don't like that. I don't like getting that FMS error, but it does look like we are descending and following this little fictitious glide slope that it gave me. Scottsboro traffic, citation 39er Charlie Juliet. We're 5 miles out on the ILS, or correction, RNAV runway 22, full stop, Scottsboro. Alright, over the final approach fix. Bring that last notch out. Keep the speed, keep the speed. Let's set our altitude for missed approach of 3,600. Missed approach will be up to 1,100 if we don't like anything at any point. 1,100, then it was a climb in, left turn up to 35, not 36, 35. Well, good news is that we are below our minimum, so 1840s are next, but we've got a visual on the ground, and it looks like the airport is, yep, right off that way. The airport is in sight. Should get a little bit more speed on this. I don't see any reason to be that shallow. Anyways, airport's in sight. We're landing. Let's go through our landing checklist. Gear verified is down and 3 green. Flaps verified are full. Speed brakes verified retracted. Auto ground spoilers are, don't know how to do that on this thing. Autopilot will disengage in 1 second. Auto throttle's already disengaged and airspeed's already down to our, it's between our approach and VREF. Let's bring it down a little bit more. Wow, what a pretty approach though. I thought the ceilings were going to be much worse than this. And it's not that bad of a valley either. I was looking on the sectional. I'll show you when I get on the ground. Sectional got me a little bit scared, but whatever. Scottsboro traffic, citation 39er Charlie Juliet is on a 3-mile final, runway 22, full stop, Scottsboro.
Mile final, runway 22.
Thank you. Slow to our VREF now. Hold that VREF. Make sure we're just a little bit below that when we're on actually on final. And I'll tell you what, why not hand fly it? No reason not to. My airplane. Holding that, yep, like I said, slightly below 105. You're down 3 green. Flaps are set. Gas undercarriage mixture prop.
500.
Looking good. Do have a displaced threshold here, so I just gotta land on those little green marks. Watch your speed, getting just a little bit slow for this thing, but not too bad. And you just got to keep in mind we do have a slight crosswind that's pushing us. Watch the trees, just follow the glide. Follow the glide for now. That's all we got to do. The glide will take us places. Get back down. Oh, and of course it's all fucked. I hate the runway lights in this game. There's got to be a fix for that, right? Maybe it's just my game. Start to ease that power out.
200.
Landing.
100.
What the fuck was that? Landing.
50.
Just hold this, just hold this, just hold this. This is gonna be it. This is gonna be it. There we go. Oh, game lag. Come on. Bring the spoilers out. And now hit the brakes, hit the brakes. I'm not going to try to make that taxiway. Maybe I could have, but we're really no reason to. Alright, retract those speed brakes, and we'll get this thing turned around. Is there a place to turn around at the end of this runway, or no? Probably not. That's okay, we don't need it. I'll just turn around over here without taking out that taxi light, hopefully. There we go. Alrighty. Oh, that's very, very tight. Come on, step on that brake, add that power. There we go. Scottsboro traffic citation 9 Charlie Juliet is back taxiing runway 4 over to the FBO, Scottsboro. Alright, just about vacating. I'll throw this taxi light on, landing lights off, post lights off. Bring it to a stop here so we can go through some checklist items. Scottsboro traffic 9 Charlie Juliet's clear of all runways, going to be taxiing to the FBO, Scottsboro. Alright, bring it to a stop. Parking brake on. Real quick documents. After landing checklist, thrust reversers are stowed. Flaps are going to be retracted. Ice protection, that can all come off. I said I was going to turn those off earlier, didn't I? Bad pilot, I guess. And exterior lights just verified real quick. Taxi light recon, but landings are off and everything else looks good. Those emergency lights should have been armed a long time ago. Way to go, you dingus. Yeah, everything else looks good. Well, if I have space, I'd like to park it around here. Let me just see if I'm going to have space. You know what I think I'll be able to do to exit here? I'm wondering if I could just, well, actually, you know what? This is kind of tricky over here. Because we've got these two little planes blocking me. Let's just pull up and then we'll stop on the edge here. And hopefully I'll be able just to turn around by stepping on the brakes like I did before on the runway. Alright, just get myself parallel to those guys. Bring it to a stop here, parking brake set. And after, well, shutdown checklist, throttle set, parking brake set. Ice protection's all off. We're going to go ahead and kill the engine. Oh, I forgot to turn the APU on. Silly me. APU is coming on. We'll kill the left engine for now. No need to keep that guy running. And then as soon as that APU comes to life, I can turn down that right engine. Alright, that's 100% on the APU. We're going to go ahead and kill the right engine now. Verify. Oh, I forgot to turn the generator on. Silly me. APU gen. Verify. On. Now you can see battery voltage. All looks good. And both our engines are shutting down nicely. Awesome. APU verified is going to stay on for now. Seatbelts is going to come on. Passenger safety off. Sorry, I meant seatbelts off. And since we're going to be doing a quick turnaround, no need to continue this checklist. So that's one successful flight in the books. Don't forget to turn these guys off before we get yelled at. I'll turn the tail flight on for now and make sure, yep, recons are on. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Just going to go through some preparations for our flight to Ithaca next. See ya! Alright guys, just went ahead and got our flight plan for us real quick. Just going to go through our briefing document real quick with you guys. You can see here, we're going to be cruising Mach 0.82 today. Average winds will be out of the west-southwest, so a tiny bit of a tailwind for us. Not bad though. Looks like our block fuel, they're going to want us to have 44 on the fuel. Let me go punch that in real quick. Okay, I just went ahead and loaded just a little bit extra because I've noticed this thing tends to undershoot how much fuel I actually put in. So we've got closer to 46, but that's fine. Just taking a look here. Our routing is going to be direct to Gulf, Quebec, Oscar VOR, then Hotel Victor, Quebec, which is, I believe, Charleston, West Virginia, then direct Conju, and then direct Ithaca. We're planning on taking the RNAV runway 14. It actually looks pretty crappy in Ithaca, as we're about to find out. So let me go ahead and file this real quick. We're not going to be departing until 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. local. So that's going to be 2300 Zulu. So I'm going to go ahead and punch that in on VATSIM right now, and I'll see you guys in just 1 minute. I just went ahead and filed that. You can see our passengers, we got 2 on board, so let me go ahead and just do that real quick. For our routing, we'll be passing, departing out of the Atlanta Center, then Indianapolis, Cleveland, and then finally New York, right after our top of descent. Saying our top of descent should be 120 out, or sorry, 50 out from Kanji, and then 62 out from Ithaca. I kind of like that. I think that's a good top of descent, so we'll use 50 out. We'll probably be in contact with the center by then, so they'll probably help us out with that. Alright, now for the fun bit here. Scottsboro, no forecast available, but that's fine. Ithaca, let's take a look at that. Light rain, few clouds 16, overcast 39, 3044 on the altimeter. Rain began 52 minutes and snow ended 52 minutes. Okay, so you can see it's actually getting warmer then in Ithaca right now. But, so keep in mind we're going to be planning arriving at 030, so at 30 minutes before this 24010 time. That is going to turn into freezing rain and snow, overcast 600 and mist. So that doesn't sound very fun. That's why we have our alternate of Rome, where it's not supposed to get low IFR until around 400. Then it's going to be overcast 700. But for now, we're going to plan on shooting that RNAV into Ithaca, and we'll take a look at that later. Just taking a look, Ithaca's reporting all surfaces with patchy snow, 1/8 of an inch slush, and on the ramp as well. Just taking a look that's for the RNAV runway 32. Not too worried about that today. And at Griffiths, we've got Taxiway Hotel is closed, and braking action 555, de-ice look. Okay, that's not too bad then. There's our route overview. You can see pretty much a straight shot to Ithaca, and then Rome's going to be right behind it. Oh yeah, and look at that nice little tailwind we got going. This is going to be a pretty quick flight today. Alright, with that out of the way, let me just real quick take a look at our departure out of Scottsboro. So, obviously we don't have a SID that we're following. We're just going to be looking at our departure procedures, our ODPs that we have. So there's Scottsboro down there. You can see we've got takeoff minimums and the departure procedure. So let's start by looking at the departure procedure for runway 22. Climb on a heading of 220, so we'll put that in the autopilot, up to 1900. Takeoff minimums, runway 22 standard, so 1 mile visibility with a climb of 400 feet per nautical mile, or 1400, 2.5 mile visibility. Well, let's use standard minimums for now, just so we don't have to worry too much about that. We'll just go ahead and use full power, blast out of here, start that turn at 1900, go in our GPS, direct enter, and then we'll go ahead and clean up the airplane and call it a day. So anyways, our passengers are going to be showing up at 5 local, 6 my time. So we actually do have plenty of time. I'm just going to go ahead and get the airplane set up, get our flight plan punched in, and then I'll probably wait another 15-20 minutes before continuing. Okay, so our plan of action, last ATIS we got just a little bit ago. We'll listen again right as we start up. They were reporting winds out of, still calm, so no big deal there. We'll plan on taking runway 22 today. That'll give us 5,200 feet of runway, since we can use the area behind the displaced threshold. If anything does happen on the takeoff roll before we hit V1, we're going to go ahead and close the throttle, slam those brakes, bring it to a stop as soon as we can. Our V1 today, by the way, is going to be 97. If anything happens after 97, but before we take off, we're going to delay our rotation to V2 of 119, then climb out at our safe flight speed of 185. If we are in still visual conditions and we can see the surface, if it's not too dark, we're going to go ahead and just bring, just stay VFR, should be a left-hand pattern for runway 22, and bring the airplane back as soon as possible. If we can't see the runway environment, we're going to continue with our normal flight plan and plan on probably taking the RNAV back for runway 22. Anyways, assuming everything goes to plan, we're going to climb out at 185 like I said. Upon passing 1900 feet, we are going to make a plan on making that right-hand turnout, or no, I'm sorry, left-hand turnout to the northwest, northeast, I don't know what I'm saying today, to the northeast, intercept our flight plan, and then just nav mode it direct to the Gulf Quebec Oscar VOR. At that point, once we're on that flight plan, we'll go ahead and clean the airplane up, go through our checklist, bring speed up to 240, or if we're above 10,000, just up to 280, and then we'll go ahead and start talking about our approach into Ithaca. Should be fun. So with that out of the way, still got just a few minutes before our passengers show up, so let's just hang out for a little bit. Enjoy the views. Okay, what the hell happened to my ground textures there? I was trying to get a nice little cinematic shot, and now look, they've gone away. Well, this is highly unfortunate. It looks like the world is being slowly eaten away. Womp womp. Alright, looks like our passengers have just started to show up, so with that out of the way, I don't see any reason to wait along any longer. Let's just make sure chunks are removed, ground equipment's removed, fuel cap they actually put back in place. You never know if you got some trash lineman who just gonna leave it out here, and yeah, it looks like this should be single point on the longitude, right? Like right here, I think? Yeah, so that's all in place. Awesome. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's go ahead and hop in. No reason to dilly-dally any longer. Let's blast out of here. Engine start checklist. Let's go ahead and get this thing ready. Beacon light verified is gonna come on. Throttles verified are both at idle. And we'll go ahead and fire up this right engine. So let's go ahead and set the engine to run. Close that cover, give the ground crew the signal. We're firing up number 2. And we got the go ahead. Let's go ahead and start number 2. Good, N2 starting to rise. Ignition is engaged. There's good fuel flow. ITT starting to rise. Oil temps and pressure starting to rise, and N1 is starting to rise. Just gotta let that stabilize, and then I'll go ahead and repeat the process for number 1. So I'll see you guys in just a couple minutes. Alright, that's the starter. Should be disengaging here. Yep, right there. And engine 1 is now stabilized. Good temps and pressure. Good rotations. Awesome. After start checklist, just got to verify real quick. Left and right generators verified are in fact on. And I'm going to disable the APU generator. Verify. Yep, we verify that those left and right gens are on because our battery voltage is all good. Let's go ahead and kill the APU. Verify APU is dying down right now, which you can see it is. Awesome. APU bus ties verified are on, and APU gen is off. Before taxi checklist, flight controls just need to verify real quick. Got to bring this guy back up. Full left, full right, neutral, full back, full forward, neutral, full left rudder, and full right rudder, neutral. Flaps 1. And then you should see our V-speed start to pop up there, perhaps. Oh, flaps 2, sorry, I forgot we're using flaps 2 for this departure today. And there's our V-speeds, 96, 104, 118, and 185 for our FTO. Awesome. Verified that our speed brakes, test them, you see they're deployed and retracted.
Sky condition, few clouds at 2,800 feet, few clouds at 5,000 feet, 14,100 feet scattered.
14,100 scattered.
13 Celsius.
Unacceptable.
Dew point 10 Celsius. Altimeter 3030.
Alright, that's exactly what I planned for, and the exact same thing I got before. Awesome. Alright, so with that out of the way, let's go ahead and just pull up our airport diagram. Just checked and verified, no ATC online for us, so let's just go ahead and flash our taxi lights real quick and let them know we're ready to go. So I'm just going to disengage this parking brake, let the fucker start to roll up, and I'm going to make a sharp turnaround. I think we'll be fine, but come on, airplane. Just creep forward. There we go. Creep forward. Need to just... I'm barely tapping the brake right now because I don't want us to completely stop, but come on. Just as much brake as I can and still get us around here without stopping, because if I come to a stop, then I have to go forward, to go back, to keep turning, and it's a mess. We don't want that. But it looks like this is going to work out, and now I just need a taxi down there, so... Scottsboro traffic citation. 39er Charlie Juliet is going to be taxiing to runway 22 for departure, Scottsboro. Before we enter the active runway, just need to real quick verify we've got 5,200 feet of runway ahead of us. We'll be taking off after that displaced threshold. If anything does happen on the takeoff roll before V1 of 96, we're going to slam the brakes and bring it to a stop. I'm going to hold short just so we can complete this briefing beforehand. If anything happens after V1 of 96, but before we take off, going to delay rotation to V2 of 116 and climb out at VFDO of 185. So we're going to go ahead and if something does go wrong, like I said, climb out at 185 and deal with the issue in the air. Follow our plan and then plan on taking the RNAV for 22 back into Scottsboro. Other than that, assuming everything goes to plan, takeoff V1 will be at 104, climb out 185. We'll climb out at 185 after passing 1,900 feet. We're going to start a left-hand turn out to the northeast today, and just go ahead and intercept our flight plan, hit nav mode, then we'll clean up the airplane and bring our speed up And that really should be it. No big deal there. No ATC. Nothing funky. So that is our briefing complete. I'm going to go ahead and enter the runway and start going through some checklist items. So Scottsboro traffic citation 39 Charlie Juliet is going to be entering runway 22 and back taxiing for runway 22 for departure, Scottsboro. Just going to, while we let this thing slowly creep up, just go through some checklists here. So before takeoff checklist, flaps verified, set 2 notches for departure. We'll be doing a static takeoff today. Speed brakes verified are in fact retracted. Trims verified, set 4.0 down. It's negative 4.2, that's fine. Ice protection is not required. V speeds just verified. We got 96, 104, 116, and 185 for departure. Verify head-in is on standby. We'll punch flight level change mode when we have to. Nav source, just need to cycle that real freaking quick. So, yep, LOC 1, LOC 2, and FMS. That's what we want to leave it on for now. Just make sure direct to my next waypoint is on standby, just in case we have to. If I can stay on the center line here. Crew speed knob verified is set to manual. And crew briefing is complete, weather radar not required. Flight controls verified one last time are free and correct. And ice protection not required, external lights, we're going to go ahead and set everything on and verify no errors displayed. What the fuck is this? I think this will be fine. This will be just fine. We're going to use this little turnaround spot that we can infer exists right here, and we're going to do a static takeoff. Scottsboro traffic citation 39 Charlie Juliet's going to be taking off runway 22, departing to the, we'll be making a left turn on departure to the northeast, Scottsboro. Keep this turn going along here, line up for runway 22. Going to be a beautiful departure out of here, guarantee it. Oh, just need to get us a little bit further up this way. Sorry, I was looking at my lights. Shit, pilot. Come on. Come on, airplane. You can do this. I want as much runway as I can today. You know what? This will be fine. Alright. On the runway, we're clear for takeoff. Let's go ahead and just make sure that my after takeoff is on standby. We're going to go ahead and start to just ease the power up. Hold on the brakes. And everything looks good. Let's go ahead and bring it to climb power. Just wait for the indications to be blue. There we go. Release the brakes. Power set. Engines are stable. Airspeed alive. 80 knots. V1. Rotate. Positive rate of climb. Gear up, please. Punch level change mode in, por favor. Increase to 185. Getting ready now. We just passed 1900. Let's start that left-hand turn out. In fact, I'm just going to swap this heading around a little bit and then hit autopilot on, please. That way it'll cruise out at that speed that I wanted at. Keep this turn going all the way to the northwest. Come on, all the way. Probably right there should be good. And we've already punched above these clouds. Awesome. Alright, let's go ahead and once we get leveled off and intercepted, we're going to go ahead and punch our, well, we can bring one notch of flaps up now. Verified speed, yeah, that speed looks good. And now let's, with everything stable, bring that last notch up. Flaps are fully retracted. I'm going to go ahead and punch the taxi light off now too. Once this plane starts to level itself out, that's when I'm going to go ahead and punch it direct to our next waypoint, and we can increase our speed. So just let it get stable over there. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to intercept our path because look at that. That's going to be beautiful here in a second. So let it level out. Nav mode on. Speed up to 240, por favor. And actually, that's 10,000 feet right there. We'll increase to 290, or correction, 280 on the speed, please, and thank you. 280 is set. All right, let's go ahead and run through our checklist. So after checking up checklist, landing gear verified is up. Flaps verified are up. Throttles verified are set to climb, and I'm going to go ahead and punch auto throttle on now. Let's see, ice protection is not required. Pressurization, just verify we're getting a good climb right there with our cabin altitude. Looks good. Seatbelts, we can go ahead and turn that off now that we're above the clouds and above 10,000 feet. Tail flood can come off. Anti-collision will stay on. We'll turn those landing lights off. Verify taxi lights off. Good. Cool. Altimeters are going to be set upon passing 18,000 feet to standard 299 or 2, and exterior lights are set. Planes now turn on course. That is our checklist completed. Scottsboro traffic citation 39 Charlie Juliet is clear of the area to the northeast. Pass in 15,000 Scottsboro.